Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Andrus, Psychic Medium, and this is your weekly reading for Monday, February 23rd through Sunday, March 1st. And out of the winter months for me, February is among my favorite because it's short. And some of you may have seen this on Facebook and may not, but I am back from a fresh vacation, the first I've ever taken and allowed myself to take in my adult life, to a warm tropical beach, and it ended up being Mexico near the Riviera Maya. And I got to meet one of my best friends from the East Coast that I don't see now and hadn't seen in a couple of years. So it was just good for my soul in so many ways. And it was kind of a pricey thing, but something I gotta tell you, I I feel like what it did for me overall is worth every cent, and I would do it again. So now I came back to Minnesota where it is below 0 degrees Celsius, but I've got a little pep in my step at least with the memories of last week. So I hope that all of you are staying warm if you're in a winter state. And the good news is that with it almost being March, we're almost into some warmth and to spring. Okay. Now, this week I'm using, as you can see, the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I haven't used these guys in a while, and I really like these cards. And I feel like because there are some of us that have just kind of had it with winter and the season and whatever it might be, these cards are really all about empowerment, and maybe we could use some personal empowerment right now, okay? So as usual, I have shuffled and pre-drawn our deck this week. There was a fourth card there, which that's the one on the top, and I'll be drawing that last as an overall theme for the week. So here is your Monday, Tuesday card. And it is the 10 of Gabriel. And it says, ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. Okay, so the first thing when I flipped the card that I heard is 10 months. So if there's something that you're wondering about the timing, new job, new house, whatever it might be, 10 months. When you see 10 sometimes on a card, any number on a card, it might mean a time frame like 10 months, 10 days, 10 weeks, whatever it might be. But then as I read this card, and it's all about asking for help, and I think for some of us as givers, it's hard for us to sometimes be receivers. And I have a little story that I feel like I'm supposed to tell you in accordance with this card. And it's that right before I left for my trip, my friend that I was going with, who is in Boston, and Boston is having a terrible winter year this year, lots and lots of snow. And my friend was just feeling overwhelmed at keeping up with the snow, keeping up with, now a leak that had turned up in the house and things like that. And we had a good talk the night before we left about, and my encouraging my friend saying, you've got to ask for help. You've got a roommate. You've got people near you that are your support group. And I know this person, and I just know it's hard to ask for help sometimes. I could see it because I see in my friend a likeness in me, which I am the exact same way. And sometimes help is there for us, but we have to do the asking. One of the things we have to do on earth is in making our dreams come true, or having the things that we want to happen, or even having some relief, is to co-create with the universe. The universe will give us the signs, and that might just be a repetitive thought or feeling we have in our head, but then it's our job to co-create. And sometimes that means asking for help, okay? And I feel guided to look at this picture, which just shows to me somebody all alone and kind of feeling like they might be alone, and I feel like there's an angel that's coming in to help. This card can also be associated with writing. So if you're working on a manuscript, it could be 10 months until you finish it. Or if you've been thinking about starting a book or some sort of writing project, this is a sign that it's time. Okay, our Tuesday and Wednesday card is Leap of Faith. And it says, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what gives you joy. And Archangel Metatron, and I feel guided to tell you right now that Archangel Metatron is the archangel that works with a lot of indigos. So if you are an indigo, Archangel Metatron most likely is with you, and you can call on him for help. Okay, so here's what I'm feeling in association with this card. Sometimes we have dreams that people will tell us we're nuts if we share them. But that doesn't mean that we are, and it doesn't mean that we have to listen to the outside voices. Even if your dream seems absolutely impossible, there's still something worth in believing in that, even when no one else does. Because again, as I've said, when we get those repetitive thoughts in our mind and our heart and our gut, it's a sign from heaven sometimes. And what they're telling me too is listen to your dreams. I've been having some interesting dreams lately. I think because I was just away on a trip, and then with somebody that I don't see enough, but one of my best friends, and you're there in a different energy, and I felt like I had some really strange dreams. Now, I've never done this before, but this morning I had another kind of odd dream that I didn't exactly know what it means. I'm not the best dream interpreter. I have a couple of people that I would definitely go to ask about it if I really wanted interpretation. But what I decided to do today was just journal it and start like an ongoing dream journal. And I started it on my computer on a Microsoft Word document, and I just, gave a small synopsis of the dream. Now, I don't have to ever know what it means, but sometimes there are answers in the dreams, and maybe if you look back at it later, you'll understand. Okay? Now, for the weekend, we have Define Guidance, and that's Archangel Sandalphon. And it says, the search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. What I'm hearing right away is even if it seems that things aren't going to plan, say you had a relationship that you had thought might work out or that you wanted, because I feel like there is some romance involved with this card. And for instance, they're saying if it's a romance that was in the past that you're hoping would be rekindled, what they're saying is it doesn't mean that it's not going to be. There are two parties involved in romance. And so remember that it doesn't mean that it can't be, but it just doesn't look like that's the best thing for you right now. Now, if this other person changes their mind and decides to take the same step forward that you're willing to take, then things could change and work out differently. A reading is just a snapshot, and it's a snapshot of what the picture likes today, or it looks like today, and it doesn't mean that it won't change tomorrow. But just know that if something feels like it's not going to work out, if it's a job, if it's a relationship, if you were going to buy a house right now and you can't, etc., that sometimes the universe prevents us from having what we think we want because there's something even better for us. And I know that gets hard to hear sometimes. Trust me, I'm hearing it right along with you. But you have to have faith that things are coming true and your dreams are coming true and heaven has heard your prayers, which they've said to you many times. And to me, having two cards from the major arcana next to each other says to me it's forces beyond us that are at work, and they're very powerful forces. Okay, and now let's see what our overlying theme for the week is. Six of Ariel. And it says, material needs get fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways. Acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. Now, the first thing I noticed that we have in this, obviously, is the giving or receiving that came up earlier in the week. So remember to open your arms to receive, even if you don't know how and even if you don't know how to ask for help. Now, like everyone else too, I was excited when I saw material needs get fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways. So, see, there are miracles at work behind the scenes, even if we can't see them yet. Now, this card is for some of you that want to work with the environment and improving the environment. You are for certain going to get the boost or the faith or the finances or the job that you are looking for to help the environment, because that's one of the many things that Archangel Ariel gives divine help and support with. And then I'm really drawn to the pink in this card, which I'm actually wearing pink today. And I'm drawn to the pink in the card, which is also this shade of pink to me, and clearly with the deck as well, is associated with Archangel Ariel. That could mean you have a connection to animals or home, I hear. And of course, we talked about the environment. Now, again, the number 6 is on this card, and that could mean 6 months, 6 days, 6 weeks to answer your prayers, or for those material needs to get fulfilled. I feel like things are all going to work out for us better than we expect if we just let go of our attachment to what the outcome of our prayers will be. They're also saying to me before I close to forgive yourself for whatever you think you've done wrong. I just came back from a vacation at an all-inclusive resort. You know what that means? There was no dieting for me for a week. And I had a moment earlier today where I just thought about, oh my goodness, I've gained weight, or, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, you know what, Lisa, stop being so hard on yourself. You just got home from vacation. The goal was to have fun. You had fun. And trust that everything will work out. That now for me, I had always done Weight Watchers. So if I need to do Weight Watchers again for a little while, I can. But at least I had fun and I let go for a while. And that, is a good example of not only us being too hard on ourselves, but just kind of letting go of the outcome. And knowing that for me in that example, I'm not going to gain back the entire 40 pounds that I lost overnight. And so to just be gentle with yourself, know that you can relax, that you are okay, and that all of your dreams are coming true. What they're saying is, remember, co-create with them. Co-create the things that you feel guided. Even if you think it's impossible. And right now I'm getting an image of somebody making a phone call, looking into schools because they're thinking about going to school. And if that's you, this message is for you. A phone call doesn't cost anything, or an email doesn't cost anything to look into, even if you don't know how you're going to find the time or the money or whatever else to do it. Even if it's a long degree program like nursing or law enforcement, a lawyer, whatever it might be, a doctor that takes years and years and years. Chances are probably pretty good you're still going to be there those years from now, and the best way to put your dreams into motion is to take one step at a time. And it starts sometimes in that instance with a phone call. You guys, I think that there are exciting things on the way to us, and if you are in Boston or one of the very snowy states right now, I want you to know that you're all in my prayers, because I know what a hard winter it's been for you. I love each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you again next week.